Mike, what's your call sign?
Whiskey Alpha 9 Papa India Echo.
Papa India Echo. Okay, then. There we go.
And I know you did that just to make sure that my mic was on, the audio was good.
Well, no, I already tested that. No, I really wanted to know your call sign.
Yeah.
So, okay, I'm here with Mike from Ham Radio Deluxe. And you're in Texas, so you're already a fan of mine.
All right.
Or I'm a fan of yours, I should say.
That's right.
Yeah, so all these people out here who ABR was here with their coax, and Expert Linears was here, and they're all Texas stations.
And Main Trading
Company, from Paris, yeah.
So it's a lot of Texas, Texas guys.
A lot of Texas guys. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay, so Ham Radio Deluxe. David tells me you're coming out with some new features, which you may not want to talk about yet, and that's okay.
Yeah.
However you want to do. So just tell us about Ham Radio Deluxe, which direction you're going, and whatever you want to say.
Sure. I mean, briefly, just as an overview, we do basically 5 things. We do rig control, and the thing that's kind of unique about our rig control is that whereas a lot of programs that do rig control really care about frequency change, mode change, band change, we actually map all of the commands for the radio. So we go to great lengths to make sure that anything you could do from the front panel, if it's an on-air command, you should be able to do it from this screen. So that's what this is all about. The nice thing about this is that I've got a Yaesu, I've got an ICOM, I've got an Elecraft, and when I load this up and get it running with it, the screen looks the same. I don't have to find my way through the menus and things like that because it's all right there.
Okay.
So we also have a logging program where we, this is a DX cluster, this is your log. We've got call sign lookup, it does awards tracking and all those things as well.
Okay.
Pretty powerful
program.
Does
this auto upload to Logbook of the World?
It auto uploads to Logbook of the World. It loads EQSL. And Club Log was just added, a while back.
Sure.
So all the necessaries, if you will.
Okay, sure, yeah, okay, great.
It does, the awards tracking is, I think really probably one of the better ones in the industry. You've got 100 and, you've got more than 200, let's put it that way, more than 200 awards offered in about 24 different awards programs. I mean, the most popular one's probably DXCC.
DXCC, yeah,
Worked All States is
Worked All States is there, okay, so I see that, okay.
So we can see how many we've worked, how many we've confirmed, how many do we need to confirm, how many have we submitted, not submitted, how many have gone through the awards process and been granted credit. So that's what that's all about. Down here in the DX cluster, it'll show you what countries you need to work, so I can filter this down so I don't see all the spots that are coming around the DX cluster, that I can get down to just which ones do I need by band mode or all-time new ones.
Okay.
That's the way that's laid out.
Okay, good.
So we also have a digital modes application, and this will log directly into the logbook, and it does everything except the WSJTX modes.
Okay.
And if we built in, you asked what was new, so we built in into integration with WSJTX. So if you're making QSOs in FT8, FT4, JT65, they'll go directly into logbook. You don't need other programs to sit between us, and it'll just go directly in. But for all the ones that came before WSJT, we've got those out of the box.
Okay.
We can control your rotor, azimuth elevation rotor. If I wanted to just, it's point and click, so if I want to point to South America, and then it'll just rotate on its own.
Oh, that is nice. I like that.
If I want to Europe, I can do this. If I want to, there's a flip 180. So if I want to hit the long path, I just flip that. It'll rotate the rotor back around the other direction.
Oh, you get, so you find the short path. You're like, I wonder if I can hear him long path.
Right.
You flip 180.
Just flip the 180
that is
and
great.
you're off and running.
Oh.
You can also do that within a logging form. So if I put in somebody's call sign, they're in Europe, I can hit a button. It'll automatically take me to what those coordinates are.
Oh, wow.
And then in the satellite application, then I'll get to what's new.
Okay.
In the satellite application, we pretty much track every satellite that NASA or NORAD tracks.
Okay.
And you can find, the nice thing about it is we kind of take the work out of what pass is coming next for the satellite I'm looking for, and we put it all on the screen here in chronological order. So the current pass is Alpha Oscar 24, and then the ISS will be coming by A07 with a good pass here later on today. So that's the way this is laid out. If I wanted to go and double click on one, for example this one, it'll take me right to that pass, and then from this screen, see it's already over. It's a pretty wide pattern here.
Yeah.
but I can automatically have the rotor start to follow it from azimuth and elevation, takes all the work out of it.
So let me stop you and ask you something. I'm going to show my ignorance here, okay? So you're talking about satellites. Are there HF stations on the satellite, or are you talking about like VHF and AMSAT operation?
Exactly, VHF, UHF, AMSAT.
Okay. So we're not just doing HF work here.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
Okay.
So
wanted to clarify.
I happen to have I'm going to flip to a different satellite just for the fun of it, and I happen to have a demo mode radio that I'm using. So this isn't a physical radio that I'm using here.
Okay.
So I'm going to click on the RX and TX here, and you can see that what's happening here now is that the software is now controlling the transceiver and adjusting the frequency for the Doppler shift. Now it's not over our location at the moment,
right?
But when it actually is over our location, it'll automatically adjust the uplink and downlink frequencies to adjust for Doppler. It'll automatically track the satellite across the pass.
Excellent.
So these are the 5 things that we do.
Okay.
What's coming, which I'm really excited about, is that people have asked us for the pan adapter display for various different radios. So we're going to introduce for the ICOM capable radios, which is the 7300, 7610, 9700. Within about the next 30 to 45 days, there will be an application here where people can actually interact with the waterfall that's produced by those radios.
Awesome. Okay.
So then after that, then we'll go to Yaesu, then we'll go to Elecraft, then we'll get Kenwood, and I'm not saying they'll be in that order.
Yeah.
But you get the point. You get the point. We'll eventually support them all.
Sure.
Now some radios aren't pan adapter capable. For example, my old Kenwood TS690 is not capable. Other radio, maybe even my TS5 or FTX 5000 is not capable. But I can take an SDR play and I can connect it to the IF on the back of that radio, and it will produce the data. And we're going to integrate with the SDR play as well.
Okay.
So even for radios that aren't capable out of the box with the command set, they will at least be able to give somebody an offering that through an SDR play or some kind of an external pan adapter device that they can actually enjoy that.
That's
so that's
great.
coming.
That's great. Okay.
That's probably the big feature of the year.
Okay.
Later on in this year, I've got some other things that I'd like to do, but I want to get through this first.
Sure. Yeah. But,
that's
how many updates a year do you do typically?
We do typically, over the last couple years, we've done a minimum of about 9 releases a year. And so the reason why, and I had a guy who said to me, my goodness, why are you doing so many releases? Do you have so many problems to fix that you're doing 9 releases a year? And the answer is, we don't have a lot of problems. The program doesn't crash, and we have all of statistics going into Microsoft's dashboard. So we know that it's a stable program, but we've got a pretty lengthy list of the things that people have asked us to tweak and change.
Sure.
So those releases are directly related to requests that customers have made to tweak something, to add something. The pan adapter request has been out there for a little while.
The way that the companies are releasing radios now, and you've got Icon, Kenwood, Yaesu, Elecraft, Flex,
right? And
then do you interface with any of the Chinese HF? Just a few, not like yet, the Zigu?
We have that request.
Okay.
And so we will support that radio at some point.
Okay.
But that's a good example of some of the things that we keep in the work log. And I've got 3 developers that work on those things, and we kind of stage it to which we know.
Sure.
Okay, in this release we're doing pan adapter, in this release we're doing maintenance, in this release we're introducing smaller features, and so on.
Okay. If people want to keep up with those release notes, are those all posted on your website?
Absolutely. Okay. So if you go to our website, I can flip over there here real quickly. Over here under the support link, you'll see release notes here.
There you go.
You also see a link to our YouTube channel, which has got a lot of how-to videos like that. But if on the release notes, it's very comprehensive. Every single thing that we've changed is displayed in this list of things, and if you ever wanted to know what this one was all about, you can click on it and you get to the notes for that particular content.
Okay. Excellent.
One thing, if I could point out one other quick thing.
Go ahead.
One of the things that we added that people really like is direct integration with WSJTX, and I mentioned it a while ago. This video is just a demonstration of, you can see, maybe not everybody can see, but there's a whole lot of FT8 QSOs that I made the day that I did this video. And as I'm making these videos, I'm going to get to Eventually, you can have WSJTX set up to automatically log something, or you can have it set up to you do it without prompting.
Right.
Well, doing it without prompting isn't very interesting for a video.
Yeah.
So
okay.
I have it set up to prompt me.
Best amateur software. Period.
Yeah, there you go.
So here it prompted me for this. And so I'm going to drag this up here just so you can see that QSO is not in the log right now. When I click on OK, it's going to go out to QRZ, look up the information, and automatically into the log, just like that, right out of WSJTX. So this helps you for your JT65, FT8, FT4, whatever it is you happen to be doing.
Yeah, good. I attended the Flex Radio Banquet at Hamvention on the Thursday of Hamvention weekend, and Joe Taylor spoke to us that night. It was the first time I've ever heard him speak, and he had some interesting things to say about FT8 and FT4.
Yeah, Joe's a brilliant guy, obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, as a professor at Princeton, he's kind of the modern day Einstein.
Right, totally.
And we're glad to have him in the ham radio community.
Good deal.
Sure.
Good deal. All right, man. Well, this is very interesting stuff. I have downloaded the free version of HRD, which I'm not sure if you have that anymore, but I've never actually used it. Okay. So what I'd like to do is because I'm getting back into more HF stuff, and what I'd like to, and in fact I picked up an IC7300 this morning.
There you go.
Yeah.
You're going to like the pan adapter update we're doing.
Yeah. Oh, good. Okay. Yeah. So I'd like to do that. So I'll probably be in touch with you about doing some new stuff, because I'd like to put all this on the video and just say, hey, here's how you do all this new stuff and that kind of thing. So
and for everyone who might be watching this, or we've got a lot of videos on our YouTube channel.
Yeah.
If people want to go, how do I install it? How do I,
put it up there? I'll put it up there as a link to the video right there.
Okay.
So
on that you'll see how to install it, how to use the awards tracking, how to set up the WSJT5 and FT8 stuff. It's all there. We've got another manual that's online too, but either way.
Either way.
Yep.
Okay, good. Thanks, Mike. I appreciate your time. Do you have a good show?
Yeah, Jason, it's been really good. Busy up until, we've got probably an hour till the end of the show. It's been pretty busy.
Towards the end of the day, but I was talking to the guys this morning. They had a record number of ticket sales this year.
Is that right?
So, yeah.
Well, we were actually hoping for a torrential downpour.
Yeah.
Because this is always good for, indoor vendors, is to have a torrential downpour.
Absolutely.
But the weather's been great.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure the flea market's been great outside. We don't get a chance to go anywhere, but it's been great.
No, but they definitely had a record. They had a record number of pre-sales and then a record number of tickets at the door, at least in the last 5 or 10 years record number. So it's definitely a growing ham fest.
Absolutely.
So I'm glad to be here.
Absolutely. Glad to be here.
All right. Thanks, man.
You bet.
Appreciate
it. Thanks, Jason.
All right.
All right.